Hello, my name is Megan, and I'm going to present a proposal for the master modeling competition to distribute housing vouchers to at-risk youth. So the problem we are focused on addressing is in South Carolina, approximately 100 youth age out of the foster care system each year, of which 1/3 will likely become homeless. However, there's a new initiative called the Foster Youth to Independence, or FYI initiative, that provides housing vouchers to youth at risk of homelessness. However, there's a lack of guidance on how agencies should distribute these vouchers. So our plan is to develop an interpretable prediction model to identify which youth should be prioritized in this housing voucher distribution to prevent homelessness. Our team consists of two members. The first is me, Megan. I'm a PhD student in operations research in the School of Industrial and Systems Engineering at Georgia Tech. And my teammate Rain, who is a master's student in public policy in the College of Liberal Arts, also at Georgia Tech. So a little bit of background on this problem. Age out youth is a population who ages out of foster care before they're able to secure permanent housing. And of this group, 20 to 40% of them experience homelessness within 2 years. So specifically in South Carolina, these youth age out at 18, so that will be before they're 20. This population has lower rates of high school graduation earnings and also higher rates of joblessness. And they also have PTSD at twice the rate of U.S. war veterans. On the cost side, taxpayers pay an average of $300,000 per youth who ages out of foster care. So the main idea here is this population really deserves better, and they deserve interventions to prevent some of these really negative outcomes. So one intervention that's available is housing vouchers. Like I mentioned, this new FYI initiative provides housing choice vouchers, which used to be called Section 8 housing, for a maximum of 36 months. But it requires community partners to identify and connect these youth who are at risk of homelessness to provide them with the voucher. So we're really excited to get into the data. We have not received it yet, so this is kind of to be determined what we'll exactly do with it. However, there's a few methods that we'll definitely do. The first one is missing data. The way we'll likely address it is to impute it using some kind of distribution based on the data. We'll also do a lot of exploratory data analysis, which will include encoding, utilizing one-hot encoding and splines, and also just really understand what's in the data set, what are the distributions of different variables, how are variables related to each other. And then also we're thinking about acquiring external data sets to complement this data. For example, if we can get different community or area level information or information about a specific state policy. And then also we'd love to get an external data set to validate our model, if that's in a different state, different years, different population, just so we really know that our model is valid. So the methods we're planning on using, first we are going to create preliminary prediction models to predict both risk of homelessness and ability to succeed in housing. So in order to distribute these vouchers, there's really this trade-off between who is most in need, but also who will be successful when they receive housing. For example, if someone is very high at risk of homelessness, but they have a lack of social support, lack of education, they may be in need of more interventions than just a housing voucher. So we want to balance this risk of homelessness with also this ability to succeed in housing. So when we're distributing vouchers, they're going to the people who need them, but are also going to succeed. And then we're going to combine these two prediction models into a priority ranking system for distributing the housing vouchers. So for the predictive modeling, we have a few methods in mind. These methods are really focused on interpretability because I think it's important that we understand how variables are working together in these predictions. So for example, we're thinking about logistic regression, survival analysis, or classification trees, or using kind of all of them to get the best prediction we can. So our anticipated results are, like I mentioned, an interpretable prediction model that provides this priority ranking for who should receive a housing voucher. This is an example screening tool from housing voucher distribution to survivors of intimate partner violence. So as you can see, it's very simplified. This would be something that an interviewer would be able to run through with an individual to screen them and get their priority rank very quickly, just using these interview questions. So we would love an outcome like this, where we know our predictions are good, but they're also simplified to the point where they can be very easily used by agencies. So finally, our next steps will be as follows. In the short term, we're really excited to acquire and clean the data, and we also are going to conduct a literature review looking at how housing vouchers have been distributed in the past, and also how the FI initiative functions and what eligibility is at the individual and agency level. Also, in the long term, we're focused on creating the prediction models and combining them into the priority rank system, validating our models using external data set if we can get one, and also constructing the interpretable priority ranking screening tool. Finally, these are our references. Thank you for your time.